What is up, everybody? I want to welcome you to episode 2 of Realla's World podcast. My name is TheGRealla, and I want to thank you guys all for coming back and listening to this podcast where we talk about all things gaming, life as a content creator, culture, and just life growth in general. And today we have another jam-packed episode of a lot of things that are really interesting to me, and I think you guys will enjoy them as well. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I don't want to hold you guys up. Because I'm a little bit late on this episode. I'm late. I know. This episode was supposed to drop on Friday. However, it is now dropping on Monday. But, nonetheless, still going to be a great episode. Some things kind of got in my way, work related, life related, and I just really couldn't record the episode like I wanted to, like I normally would. So I'm not, I was upset about it, to be honest. I really was. I was upset about it on Friday and then Saturday as well when I couldn't get it uploaded. And then on Sunday after that, I kind of just came to it and I was like, hey, we're still going to go ahead and record a great episode and then we'll get it out as soon as we can on Monday. And that's what we're doing right now. So one thing I can take away from that whole thing is I know normally in the past, I would really, really, really get down on myself and things like that happened if I planned to do a stream or I planned to upload some content or I planned to do anything like that and it just didn't work out the way I wanted or expected to. I really, really, really used to beat myself up about it. Like it made me feel terrible, especially like if I promise or if I put out a schedule or if I say I'm going to do something doesn't happen. I used to really beat myself up about it because I felt like I was letting people down. And I'm not going to say I don't still feel that way. I do still feel that way. But at the same time, I just kind of understand that things happen, Things happen that's uncontrollable. I'm not a full-time content creator, so I have to work, I have a regular 9 to 5, sometimes 9 to 8 p.m., And I have to do that or I can't survive. That's what pays the bills. That's what keeps me fed. That's what keeps these lights on. That's what allows me to stream and do all the content I want to do. So yeah, like I said, some stuff happened on Friday. I couldn't get this episode out, but y'all got something to listen to on Monday or whenever you're listening to this. If you are listening to it, make sure go ahead and drop a comment, let me know what you think about the episode. And if you're on YouTube or wherever, go ahead and follow, subscribe, show your boys some love. We're trying to get this podcast out to as many people as possible. Again, you never know what words in this could help whoever. You never really know. But I want to go ahead and get to my first topic that I want to talk about, and that's going to be my current video game obsession, which is Marvel Rivals. Now, that game, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think there's been any game, maybe Power World, but even Power World died off pretty quick for me. I don't think there's any game that has had such a chokehold on me and my entire friend group like Marvel Rivals has. Even people that I know that soar up and down they would not play this game get addicted to this game. And it's kind of crazy because even though a lot of people are enjoying it and having fun, I feel like there's a lot of people who are just like wishing for it to fail. And I really don't understand that too much. If people are enjoying a game and it is doing well, it's making money, it's successful, they're adding content, all that stuff, I don't really understand why people try to go out of their way and wish for the game to fail. Now, there are some games that I don't like. Fall Guys, not gonna lie. Can't wait to see their fall off. And I mean, it's not like I think Fall Guys is really going to fall off. I just really don't like that game. Me personally, it makes me very angry and I would never like to play it again. But I know a ton of people that have fun playing it. Flam plays it. Ziggy plays it. They enjoy the game, And I don't take anything away from them. I just let them play their game, but I don't want nothing to do with it. But I don't understand why people feel the need to just wish a game would die off or fail just because they don't like the game. It's not meant for you. And it's even crazier that a lot of people from the Overwatch community feel that way. I see a lot of hate coming from the Overwatch community for Marvel Rivals. And I understand it. It is a direct competitor. There is competition. But not for you. It doesn't matter if Marvel Rivals and Overwatch both do well. You don't make any money or lose any money from that. You get to play your game just as well as the Marvel Rivals people get to play their game. And then same goes for the Marvel Rivals people and vice versa. Again, I do understand there's a lot of comparisons between the two. They're both hero shooters. Some of the characters do kind of play like other characters. I get that. But the games do play differently enough and look differently enough to where like they are two completely separate games. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. Overwatch, from what I saw and from my, far out view, because I don't really play Overwatch. I tried. I just don't enjoy that game very much. Yes, I do like Marvel Rivals, not Overwatch. I don't enjoy Overwatch, and I'll get to why in just a second, but it's like I get it. I get the comparison and everything, but from what I was seeing, a lot of the Overwatch community was starting to hate that game. Like they were pulling further and further away from it, especially around the launch of Overwatch 2, because that was basically like a DLC. It was a reskin of the same game. They added a couple characters. I think they had like one new map and then called it Overwatch 2, and it wasn't a 2. And the community was hating it. Y'all were shitting on Overwatch for a while. And I need you to realize that the reason why your game is better now is because of the success of Marvel Rivals. Competition is needed everywhere. I feel like that's the reason why 2K26 is so good. EA came out, gave them some competition, and look at 2K stepping their game up. Same thing with Overwatch. I'm saying almost as soon as Marvel Rivals came out and started taking some of their player base, Overwatch went to work because they knew that Marvel Rivals was going to be a direct competition and it was going to be a good game. And look, now all you Overwatch players, I see people who I know haven't played Overwatch in years getting back on that game because yes, they did enjoy it, but at the end of the day, if a game is just unplayable, it's unplayable. Or if it's repetitive, it's repetitive. You get tired of a game, you get tired of a game. It's the reason why I don't really play Apex right now. Apex hasn't changed much in years. Tired of it. There's no competition for Apex. Like there is no Apex. Yes, it's a BR, the BR, but there's no BR like Apex. Apex does not have any other game that's going to take away its player base right now. And I feel like that's what Overwatch was for a long time until Marvel Rivals came out. And y'all should be thankful. Y'all honestly should be thankful for how good Marvel Rivals is doing, because really, I feel like the Overwatch devs probably would have kept dragging their feet and adding things and doing stuff like that until they saw the success of Marvel Rivals. And it's like, why can't we just have two good games? I guess maybe I feel that way growing up because obviously, again, if y'all know me from my content, I'm a 2K player. I play 2K. I'm a basketball game player, to be honest. But I started playing NBA Live when I was younger. That was the first game I played. And I would play 2K. Like some of my friends would have 2K, but most of them had NBA Live until about 2K11. That's kind of when the switch was made. Or really 2K10. That's really when the switch was kind of, people started going from live to 2K. But I mean, I grew up having both the games. For me, it was cool having like, okay, if I get tired of this game, I can go play that game, but it's still a thing that I like to do. Basketball. Same thing with Madden. There's different versions of football games that we could play. We had NFL Street, if you want a more arcadey version. You had your Madden, you had your 2K NFL. Like, you had different versions. And I feel like the communities, obviously it wasn't as online as it was back in the day. God, I feel like an unk saying that. But like, I feel like if you played Street and then you went and played Madden, people didn't really trip about it. It was just kind of like, okay, we're playing those games. But nowadays, it's just like, you got to go to war. You got to ride or die, like, for your game. And I just don't understand that. I really just don't. If you like Overwatch and I like Marvel Rivals, like, we can be cool, gang. Just play your game. And I have a valid reason why I don't like Overwatch. It's crazy because for a long time, I could not explain it. And I didn't know why. I tried to like it. I really did. Because, again, a lot of my friends did play it. From Overwatch 1 to 2, a lot of my friends played it. So I tried to like it. And I was really confused as to why I enjoyed Marvel Rivals so much. The first reason why is the characters from Marvel Rivals, I just understand. Because I know the characters. So like what they do, how they move on stuff, like pretty much makes sense to me. Because I understand the character. Like I understand Hulk finna jump at me and punch me in the face, you know? I understand that Scarlet Witch is about to do some voodoo stuff, and then, you know, like all that stuff makes sense to me. I get Punisher's gonna have a gun, but then like Overwatch, you got like a giant gorilla that can like fly, bro. I don't get that. I don't understand that. You got a robot tank thing. I don't understand that. I don't get that. And then also the biggest thing for me, and it took me a long time to realize it. It's just the POV. I don't like the POV. I think Overwatch is first person, and then Marvel Rivals is third person. That POV change, that's my main reason why I don't like the game. And Overwatch, and it's funny because some of my friends said the opposite. In Overwatch, I feel like just so much is always happening. Like there's always an explosion. It's just right in your face because it is first person. And also, I don't understand like why people are so obsessed with buying skins for Overwatch, because you can't see them unless you like die, or like you can see it from someone else's POV. I don't get that. I don't understand that. That's the thing. Comments section, if you play Overwatch, just let me know why do y'all buy skins? You can't see them. But in Marvel Rivals, you buy a skin, like you can even out of the menus during the game, you see your skin, you know what I'm saying? You see all that stuff. So I think that POV change is a big reason why I like Marvel Rivals better. And it's just, for me, it's just a more fun game. I like the competition of Marvel Rivals as well. I feel like a lot of people also have been playing Overwatch for just so long. It's kind of hard to get into because everyone's already damn near a pro. And like Marvel Rivals, yeah, you got your sweats, you got your pros, but we all kind of started around the same time. So I do feel like I can compete. Overwatch, I don't feel like I can compete. I feel the same way about Destiny too. I didn't like Destiny also for the same reason. I felt like I couldn't compete just because people have been playing it for so long and it's kind of hard to get into. But I don't know. I might try to give Overwatch again. Try again at some point, but right now, y'all, I am so stuck on Marvel Rivals. Even my second channel, it's low-key being taken over by Marvel Rivals. I enjoy that game. I enjoy editing it. I enjoy making content on it. I enjoy making clips. Everything about that game, I really, really enjoy. And to be honest, it's kind of crazy. If 2K wasn't so good and wasn't like another game that I enjoy making content on, I probably would be only playing Marvel Rivals right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably play it after this podcast is done recording and uploaded. I really am enjoying that game so much. And season 4 comes out on Friday. Oh, I'm super excited. If you've seen any of my content on Marvel Rivals, you guys know I am a Moon Knight main, and Moon Knight is getting a buff. He's getting a buff to his damage, which chef's kiss. I feel like that's his only problem. So a lot of times I'll get people like to one hit and they can just escape. Now that he's getting a damage boost, I feel like it's gonna be a lot less of that. And his sword slash is getting a second one that you can use. I don't really know if it's like timed or if you can just use it, just bow, back to back. I don't think it really explained that. Or maybe I just missed it in the notes, but I'm super excited, y'all. If y'all want to see me, I will be streaming Marvel Rivals on Friday for season 4. Yes, it's a new character, but I ain't gonna lie. Above the Moon Knight, I might not be playing nobody else. Instalock. Again, I love Marvel Rivals, y'all. That game is so much fun. Y'all gotta come play with me. Right now, if you haven't seen it, again, on my second YouTube channel, it's TheGRealla Plays. I am doing a comp grind, a solo comp grind. But in my off time, bro, if y'all want to play some comp, just let me know. Just look up TheGRealla, add me, and I'm so down to comp grind with anybody and everybody. I love that game. I really cannot get enough of it right now. So yeah, it's really like my guilty pleasure right now. Like whenever I got my free time, I'm typically going to be playing Marvel Rivals. Right now, I'm kind of sprinkling in more 2K grind, again, just because 2K just came out. But my guilty pleasure is Marvel Rivals. I'm not creating content. If I'm not streaming, you'll probably see me online there. And sometimes it does make me feel bad when I'm playing and I'm not like creating content, because I feel like there are people who are doing the same thing I'm doing, and they like don't just get to just play a game. And I feel like a lot of times it's because they're like working harder, or they are just doing more than I'm doing, and I could be doing more. So sometimes I'll be playing it and I'll just in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, like bro, like you could be doing something else. But then I always have to try and tell myself, like, I can't compare myself to these other people. Like, it doesn't matter if someone is doing more than me, less than me, whatever. I cannot compare myself to everybody else, because that is not everyone's situation is the same. You know, like my situation with my job, my personal life, everything is way different than that person that's, you know, able to grind 24/7. I can't do it. They might have the mental fortitude, big word, and I just don't. I gotta take my breaks. I gotta play some games offline sometimes. And I feel like that's a big mistake that some people make, is they just try and they're looking at other people and they're constantly comparing themselves to other people in all aspects, whether it's live content, just anything. And that's a really, really big mistake. Like, you can't compare yourself to other people, because if you do, it's a downward spiral. You're always going to feel like you're less than, or you're not doing enough, or you're not enough if you're trying to compare yourself. Because one, not everything you see about other people online is real. It's online. It's social media. They can make it seem like everything is perfectly fine, and it's not, you know? And you're comparing yourself to an image that they're portraying versus you're comparing your real life to their actual real life. because you don't really know. All you know is what you're doing and what you can control. And I used to do that a lot. When I was younger. I used to compare myself to my peers, other colleagues, people I looked up to. Like, damn, I really wish I could do that, or I should be doing that, or like, how's that happening to them and not to me? And again, it used to just, I would beat myself up worse and worse by doing that. It was never really a good thing. Now, you can compare yourself in positive ways. Like right now, a lot of times I'll look at other creators that I'm cool with, or like even creators that are above me, and I do compare my work to a degree, but it's not like, ooh, that's better and I want to be that, or why is that? It's not like that. It's more so like that was cool. Like, I want to get there. Like, I can get there. I know I can get there. I know I can do that. I know I can change this and get to that status, or I can be consistent in this aspect, or I can add that to my content. Like, that's kind of how I compare myself to other people now, versus just like comparing for like a stat or something like that. I don't know if that made sense. In my head, it makes a lot of sense, but you just really got to kind of stay in yourself. Focus on yourself. You can't really focus on other people unless you're trying to use it for motivation. That's really the only time where comparing yourself can be a good thing. Any other kind of manner that you do that typically ends up being a detriment to anything you're trying to do, especially mental health, man. Oh my God. If you're comparing numbers, if you're comparing stats, if you're comparing video views, social media growth, anything to other people, bro, you're going to be not feeling it. And another big reason for that too is, again, like I said earlier, a lot of that stuff is not what you think it is. There are people I used to kind of like look at their growth and kind of be like, that's fire. Like, I can't wait to get there. And I started finding some of the stuff they were doing, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see it, I get it. But I'm not gonna get in too deep to that. That might be for another podcast episode. But if you're gonna compare yourself, try to just use it as motivation. But your life is not their life. Two different people. You're not gonna be able to look at them and just say, hey, that's crazy. Why can't I do that? Because you're just not the same person. And like for me, my entire content journey has proven that, even from when I first started, I think I talked about a little bit in the last podcast episode, but I started creating content back in 2015. Damn, I feel old saying that. Very uncle me. But yeah, I started creating content back in 2015. I honestly think 2014 was my first video, but like started like creating a name, creating a social footprint really in 2015 is when I started. And I used to look at the people who started around the same time as me, who are bigger, who never stopped. And I used to get down on myself, like really bad about it. Like, damn, bro, if you would have just kept grinding, like you don't know where you would be, which is true. If I would have kept grinding, I don't know where I would be. When I first started streaming at 2K, honestly, I'll be completely honest. Back then it was easier. It's way easier. Twitch was not as, what's the word? Like, there wasn't that many people trying to stream back then. It wasn't really that cool of a thing. So it was much easier to get discovered. For me, what I did back then, I found a time slot that worked. It was late at night. I would start stream at like 12 a.m. and I went into like 6 or 7 in the morning, and I would just stream. And I was like the only person live at those times. So I would easily be getting 100 viewers, 150, like easy, just by streaming. And again, I was really the only person people could watch at that time, and I was entertaining. So if you look at my Twitch, my account, I got most of that growth literally in the first month and a half when I started streaming. Honestly, it was super quick. Crazy success in the beginning, but I ended up not pursuing it further or continuing to go, just again due to personal reasons. We can potentially get into that at a different time, but I ended up just kind of stopping, and it kind of deaded all that growth and everything. And again, when I used to look back at the people who started around that same time, I'm not gonna name any names, but there's a lot of people, especially in the 2K community, who are way bigger than me now, that started around that same time. And again, they just didn't stop. They kept grinding. Even if they did take a break, they came back, and I didn't. But I'll be honest, I'm glad it turned out the way it did, because back then, if I would have had success and I would have started making money or doing whatever, I would have ruined it all. Guarantee it. guarantee I was not ready. I was not ready for it at that time, especially for the reasons why I ended streaming. I was not ready for it at all. I was not responsible. I would have wasted every single cent that I earned. I would have ended up being canceled multiple times. Just the way that I spoke and carried myself and treated other people, I wasn't ready for that. And I mean, I was young. I was super, super young. I was like 18, 19 when I first started streaming. So I wasn't ready for it. So it honestly worked out in my favor to take that break and come back when I'm ready. Like, I feel like now if anything were to come to me financially, I would be able to understand it and make smarter decisions. Even you guys, some of you guys who've been in my stream, like I've had good months where I've made decent money on Twitch and I use that money to invest in other things versus just back then. I guarantee I would have bought like, I don't know, just dumb shit. I would have bought a draft for no reason, bro. I don't even know what drafts do. You can't even ride a draft, but I would have bought one if I had the money for it. Like that's what I mean. Like I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for the success that I was getting. I wouldn't have been a good role model at all. I don't think it would have turned out in my favor. I easily would have had that. I would have been looked at as one of those like flash in the pan type creators. And again, when I look back on it, I used to really beat myself up about it, but now it's like, yeah, dude, you would have ruined it. you would have ruined it. I wouldn't have had any longevity if I would have done that. And again, that just goes back to everyone's journey is different. Everyone's life is different. Your life is different from mine. My life is different from yours. I'm sure there are people who look at me and my success and they're like, damn, I wish I could get there. You can, bro. But again, if you are thinking that, you might not even know I started back in 2015. You might have thought like, hey, I started back in, because a lot of people don't realize I've rebranded twice and I just started taking content seriously again back in January. So some people think I just started streaming back in January. That's not the case. It's not the case at all. I've been streaming technically for over 10 years. I've been making content for over 10 years. And this is the first time where I've kind of been able to put everything together. And that's what you're seeing. So again, when you're looking at people, some people aren't going to be upfront about that. They're going to, make it seem like they just blew up out of nowhere. And they've been streaming for like 2 months. When in reality, this is their third account, third new name. You never really know what's happening behind closed doors. So just focus on your own path, put on those blinders, do what you got to do, and just worry about yourself, bro. Like, you can't really, it's just hard. And I know it's hard. I know that's way easier said than done, because there's a lot of times, like even for me still, like I'll look at my friends and I'm like, yeah, that should be me. Like, dang, you got that opportunity. It's like, damn, why it's not coming my way? Like even recently, and I'll be very transparent. Even recently with the Twitch Black Guild, I'm gonna be very transparent with that. I have applied for the Twitch Black Guild many times, multiple times over the last couple of years. And I see people who like just started streaming or kind of barely stream or whatever, like whatever the case is, and they're getting in. And I'm just like, sometimes I'll sit back and I'm just like, wonder what the reason is. Like, why am I constantly being overlooked? Like, why am I not being accepted into these things? And it's not just that, there's other things as well. And it's never a case where I like look at the person who got in and I'm like, oh, you don't deserve that. No, you deserve it 100%. You are clearly doing something great to where you're getting recognized, and I'm proud of you and you're doing great. But for me, I'm just like why? Like, what about my stuff is not being viewed as someone who's worthy of getting in? And that's like the negative way to look at it. I'll do that sometimes for a little bit. I'll allow myself to kind of have that mindset for just a little bit. And then I catch myself and I'm like, okay, hold on. Let's flip it. Cool. I'm not getting in now. Clearly there's something that they don't see. It's time to figure it out and start going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try whenever I feel like there's an opportunity that I'm not getting, I don't look at it as, oh, I deserve this, why I'm not getting it. I look at it as, okay, this is an opportunity to look at everything that I'm doing. Let's take a step back, figure out what's going on, and try to come back harder, come back stronger every single time. Because typically there is usually a reason. Sometimes it's just, you legitimately just haven't been seen yet, and you're just a name in a long list of people and they just haven't gotten to you yet. That happens more often than you would actually think, versus you just not getting an opportunity because you think you suck. It's just not your time. But now whenever there's stuff that I want to get and I haven't gotten, or there's an opportunity that I want to get that I didn't get, I literally don't ever think, for me, I don't ever think it's me or my content. I just think there's something else I could be doing to help the content, if that makes sense. And that's what I try to revamp and relook at and take a step back and think about, versus just like hating on the people, the person, or whoever's in charge. It's got to be something that I can do. It's got to be something I can do. And that's what I try and do a lot. So you'll constantly see me like changing stuff, doing things differently, because that's kind of how I feel like it is. Like I'm very confident in myself, very confident in what I do. It's just there's a missing piece, and I got to figure out what that missing piece is. And I've proven to myself over the years that that's exactly what it is. There's a lot of times where like I have no movement, figure out one thing, and then my stuff spikes up. Like that's kind of happening right now with all of my content. I've started to figure out things piece by piece, and my content across all platforms is growing. Not at a crazy pace, but it's growing better than it's all done before, and I'm doing more as well, which is crazy. You would think that doing more would kind of, take away from other stuff, but I've tripled the amount of content I'm putting out, and it's all doing well, which is amazing. And that's not just me, that's glory to God as well, and that's you guys as well, helping support me and put myself out there too. But yeah, you just got to kind of take a step back. A lot of times people will get caught up in the woe is me, why me, why not me? But just take a step back. Just look at what you're doing. Think about what you could do better. Look at your content. Do some research. See why other people's content. I will do that too. I'll do that as well. I'll look at, okay, like if I see someone, let's say they won a competition that I was also in, I will go look at their content and see what they did and be like, okay, I see that they did this and I did this. Maybe if I do this, then it will be more presentable and I can maybe get the next one. That makes sense. Not saying I go in and I look at Flam's content and he makes a Madden video and says a certain word and does a certain thing, and then I go and do that, say that same word and do that same thing. I don't do that. I'm not going to copy you. At the end of the day, if I'm making content, it's going to be me, 100% me. But like, let's say he did a title a certain way, or he's modeling his content a certain way. That's the kind of stuff I will try to take it and put my own spin on it and add it to my stuff as well. That's what I mean. You just gotta, if you're gonna compare yourself in any kind of way, it's not to say like they don't deserve it, I do. It's just like, okay, maybe I can take a piece from that and learn something from it. And I don't know, some people think that that's bad. I've heard people say like, oh, you're stealing content, you're doing that. Again, if you're just straight up recording a video, someone else recorded bar for bar, and yeah, you are. That's bad. Stop. Get some help. But like, if you're looking at someone's stuff and you're like taking pieces and like, oh, they did that, great, let's figure out how I can do it for myself. Like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Almost every person who's a creator has been inspired by something else or someone else. Literally every single person. Damn near every song you've ever heard was inspired by another artist. And they may have gotten parts from their song from those other songs that they were inspired by. Every single song. Every piece of art was created and looked at from somebody. They were inspired by someone else. Everything that was drawn, like you don't just make something up 100% from just nothing. Like, you had to have gotten the idea, you had to have been looking at something and it sparked an idea or something like that. So it's very okay. I mean, look at Michael Jordan. I'm, again, basketball head, so a lot of my comparisons are going to go back to basketball. But if you look at Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, literally, Kobe damn near copied everything Michael did. Everything. But he started to put his little spin on some of his stuff. And he's also looked at as one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? It's not like people look at him and like, bro, you just copied Michael Jordan, bro. You ain't nobody. You ain't really that good. No, he's that good because he saw that what he was doing was working and put his own spin on it and basically did his version of it. And now he's looked at as one of the greats. All people in sports do that. The way I play basketball is I model it after somebody else as well. Like, everyone takes stuff from everybody else and they make it put in their own way, and they do great. So that's perfectly fine to do. I don't know why people make that so negative. Like, it's perfectly fine. If you go to someone else's stream and they're doing something that's really cool and you're like, I can put my spin on that. I can do something very similar and make it like me. Perfectly fine. If someone has a problem with that, bro, chill out. you're not that guy, pal. Calm down. You're not the originator. I can guarantee someone else did the same thing you did before you. I can guarantee. I can just Google it. But it's okay. Take stuff. Take stuff from people. Don't steal it. Don't steal content. I'm not saying steal content. I don't take my words out of context. I'm not saying steal. But, take it, flip it, implement it into your own, and then you're good to go. And I do that. I do that pretty often, honestly. Do it pretty often. And again, it works. It works. If you can find something that works and you can make your own versions of it, do it. Do it. And that's going to go ahead and bring us to my favorite part of the podcast, the question and answer part of the podcast. Now, again, we got some good questions. If you do not know how to submit questions, you have two ways. You can submit them to my email. It's rillaworldquestions@gmail.com. Again, rillaworldquestions@gmail.com. It's going to be down in the description if you like to submit questions that way. Best way to do it, if you want it to be anonymous, whenever they're emailed, I don't read out the name unless you tell me in the email you want your name read and you put a social media there. Then I'll do it. Or if you are in my Discord, again, link in the description. We do have a podcast Q&A section and you can submit your questions there. Typically, if it's in the Discord, that's kind of public. Everyone can see it. I figure you want me to go ahead and shout you out. So that's where these questions have come from. Again, go ahead and submit your questions. I do record these episodes every Friday if I can. And if you want to get your questions out there, just make sure it's before Friday morning and I'll get them in. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead into the questions for this episode. The first one that we have for this week, the question was, what's a personal challenge you overcome that made you stronger as a creator? Before I answer this, also, I did want to say one thing. If you do ask a question and I didn't answer it like in the next episode, it might have gotten answered in a previous episode. So unless it's like just really, really good and I haven't answered it in a while, I'll probably skip it. So yeah, if you submit a question and you're like, bro, hey gang, it's been like 3 episodes, bro, and you ain't answering my question, gang, like what's going on? Again, it was probably just already answered and I don't want to keep repeating the same questions. Lock in, listen to every episode. But no, I appreciate y'all. But yeah, back to the question. What's a personal challenge you've overcome that made you stronger as a creator? Whoa, okay, so a lot of things. Honestly, a lot of things pop into my head. A lot of things pop into my head. Some, again, full podcast episodes on their own, not gonna lie. And if you guys want me to ever get into some of that stuff, I most certainly will. Again, some of the stuff I will have to leave out details because it doesn't just involve me, but personal challenge. Well, let's go to a pretty heavy one. And this is something that you may not know about me. Some of you may know, but you may not know about me. So this is one of the reasons why I stopped creating content. So again, my content journey, I started back in 2015. We're going to say 2015 is the official year. Started in 2015. I did content. It was like towards the summer. So it was like that summer when 2K16 came out. Yeah, that would have been 2K16. Like end of 15 going into 2K16. That's when I was like really doing the content. And making content, doing everything. And then I met somebody. We ended up dating, all that stuff. And with us dating, I ended up kind of stopping the content. It was kind of a conflict within the relationship. So I was put into the place where it was either you keep doing this or you focus on the relationship. And at the time, which probably most people would have done, focused on the relationship, which in hindsight, it's like, hey, you shouldn't have put me in that position anyway. But I was put in that position and I chose the relationship. So I stopped around 2016. Yeah, around 2016 is when I stopped like making content as much as I was, or just period. I would stream like randomly here and there, but I really wasn't like making YouTube videos and making content. Then around like 2017, I was in the same relationship and we ended up moving into our own place. And then I started doing content again. Around 2017, it was kind of like things were going really good. Things were going smooth. And I felt that I could start making content. The person I was with also felt they could start making content. So we decided, hey, we're going to dive head first. So we both started making content and things were going good for a while. I think like maybe 5-6 months. We're making content, things were going good, starting to stream again, having fun doing the content. It was great. And then we broke up. I would say, towards the end of that year. So like, honestly, it was like around my birthday. It was around my birthday in December of 2017. And we broke up. The person ended up leaving, moving, and I ended up moving back into my parents' house. It was like the easiest thing I could do at the time. Went back to my parents' house, still working, and I was very, very depressed over that situation. Like, bad. Like, it was bad. It shook me up because it was the first time where I was like, one, living with a person that I was in a relationship with. And you know, when you are living with a person, you know what I'm saying, you love them. And it really, really messed me up bad. So I was super depressed when I moved back in. And then it was the fact that I was living back with my parents too. Like, that didn't help because now I felt like, even though I wasn't a grown-ass man yet, I feel like I'm a grown-ass man. I got to move back in with my parents. Like, I've been on my own for like 3 years now. Got to move back in. So it was just a bad situation. My job that I was working at too was mentally taxing. Like, it was cool because the people I worked with, a lot of them I still talk to this day. But the job itself, I was working at Best Buy, and my bosses, some of the other people I worked with just were, they were draining. Like, it wasn't a good place for me to work as long as I actually did. I worked there for like 3 years. Should have left way before that. But during that depressive time, I started drinking heavily, like heavily, to the point where like I never was crazy with it. Like, I never drank and drove. I was never in the car while I was drinking. I never did anything like that. It would be like I'd be home just drinking all the time, or I'd be at like a friend's house, stay over the night, drinking all the time. Like, bro, it was to the point where my liquor store that I would go to, they literally knew me by name. Like, I would walk in and they were like, just start getting my stuff ready for me. Bro, you know how often you got to go to a place where they're going to know you by name and know what you came for? Like, I didn't even have to say nothing. Like, you know what I'm here for as soon as I walk in. That was crazy. And that lasted a long time. That was like from 2018 almost all the way through 2019. And like I said, it was getting pretty bad. It was getting pretty bad. And just really one day, I don't even remember what really like shocked me out of it. I really don't remember. But one day I just realized, I was like, yo, like, I've done absolutely nothing for a year. Like, absolutely nothing. That's where my weight started to go up. I wasn't really taking care of myself as well as I should. Like, I wasn't even taking care of like my hair, like any of that stuff. Like, I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't doing the things I needed to be doing. I was still working. Wasn't like losing my life. I still was working, still had my car shot, all that stuff, but I just wasn't doing anything. Like, I was literally in a loop of depression. And I've always been a very creative person. So not being able to create also was hurting me pretty bad. So one day I just literally like snapped out of it. I really can't explain it. Like, literally one day I was just like, you know, I'm tired of doing this. And I made a promise to myself, and still to this day, that I do not drink if I'm sad. So like, if I'm feeling some kind of emotion, I don't drink. Even if it's like not related. Like, I could be going out, like I could have woke up like on the wrong side of the bed and been sad, but then like it's a friend's birthday party, I still won't drink because I don't even want to risk getting back in the habit of pairing alcohol with feeling. You know what I mean? I never want to do that. So if I'm ever feeling sad or like angry or something, I just won't drink. And I'm not an angry drunk. I'm not a sad drunk. I'm pretty much the same me. I laugh probably a little bit more, and I'm a little bit more relaxed, but I don't really change too much. So a lot of people didn't even realize like how bad it was, to be honest. Like, no one ever questioned me or called me out on it because I was pretty much myself, but I just wasn't feeling anything. It was really bad. Like, when I would be alone, like I'd be up all night with my friends playing like 2K and stuff. And as soon as I get off the game, like, it would all just kind of hit. And that was when it was the worst. But yeah, I ended up just kind of stopping and made that promise to myself. And ever since then, like, how I stopped and how quickly I got over that. Because honestly, it was within like a few months, because it was 2019 towards the end of the year. And then 2020 happened, and that was COVID. And 2020 is when I started streaming again from the hiatus the first time. Yes, I've stopped streaming and started streaming a bunch of times, not gonna lie. But yeah, 2020 is when I started back up again, and things were like, again, going pretty well for me. Even though it was through COVID, there's a lot of weird stuff happening, but 2020 was a good year for me. I literally just stopped. Like, the next day, I'll never forget, I ended up throwing all my bottles away, everything, because I didn't want it around me, and I didn't want to have the risk of just falling back into it. And things started going well for me very quickly. Like I ended up getting a new job, ended up getting a raise, all this stuff. Again, COVID did happen like right after that, so it kind of put a damper on everything, but things are going really good. And what that taught me, to get back to the question, how it made me a stronger creator, is if I was able to stop, how I was able to stop doing that, I don't ever feel like there's nothing I can't do. Like I always feel like there's no issue I can't overcome, there's no problem I can't solve, there's no content I can't put out. Like I feel like there's always something I can do, and I don't let anything stop me. Like I feel almost invincible. Maybe I'm overconfident in myself, but again, without you going through that, you don't understand how bad it was and how quickly I changed my life around. And honestly, like I said, it just makes me, I'm very proud of what I was able to do. And I just really don't feel like anything can stop me. Like the only thing that can stop me is myself, honestly. And that's what I've proven to myself every time I stop. Because every time I start going again, things start going good. And it's really just me. I used to always blame other people. I'd be like, this person came into my life and ruined this. But really, it was me. I could have kept going. I could have pushed through. I've had some really shitty stuff happen since I started back streaming and doing content in January. Some really bad stuff. And I've pushed through. And I've kept going. I've taken my little breaks. Y'all know I'm an advocate for taking some breaks. I've taken some breaks, but I've never stopped, which I'm super proud of that. So again, that challenge, that long story I just told, that makes me feel like I can never be stopped. Nothing can stop me. The only thing that can stop me is myself. No other thing. And yeah, as a creator, I feel like that's super powerful. If you believe in yourself and you know that you're the only thing stopping you from being to where you want to be, bro, you're going to be the GOAT. You're going to be GOATed. It's just whenever it happens, it happens. So just keep pushing through. Our next question. This comes actually from my guy, Ziggy. Hey, shout out to Ziggy. If you guys don't know who Ziggy is, he is a mod in my chat. Not only a mod, he's a part of my community. Close friend of mine. I actually met him in person at DreamCon, which was awesome. And he streams. So if you don't follow Ziggy, please make sure you go follow Ziggy. Actually, ironically, he's streaming right now. I have his stream pulled up to my right as I'm recording. So Ziggy, appreciate you dropping some questions in the Discord. Again, if you ain't in the Discord, go ahead and join our Discord. You know, come on over. But Ziggy asked two questions, so we're going to go over both of them. The first question he asked, what would you tell other up-and-coming streamers and content creators? I guess he's more so just asking, like, what advice would I give up-and-coming content creators? My main advice, I think I kind of talked about it last time, would be whatever you want to do, just do it. Like, I know that sounds kind of cliche or corny or very Nike of me, but in all honesty, like, you really just got to do the things you want to do. I know a lot of times we get nervous or we're scared or we have fear that it might fail, but not doing it is worse than it failing, because a failure isn't just like the end all be all. It's just like, hey, time to pivot, time to figure out what actually will work. But not doing it, you'll never know. And there's nothing that can stop you from doing the thing you want to do. I promise. Whatever roadblock you feel like is in your way, it's not really there. It's an excuse. Sometimes that's tougher to hear than you would like, but honestly, again, a lot of the stuff that's happened to me in my life, if I was able to push through it and pursue it when I could, like, you can too. I promise. You just have to maybe get a little more creative than others. Like, some people have access to things that you don't have access to. People have access to things that I don't have access to. And I have to just find my ways to work around it. And in the big 2025, I promise you, there are a multitude of ways to work past any obstacle that you're currently thinking of. So my biggest advice would be to just do it. The quicker you do your first stream, the quicker you make your first video, the quicker you make your first clip, the faster you can get on that path to success. Because the longer you wait to do it, again, you can't move anywhere if you're not moving. If you're stationary, if you're not trying, you're going to be in the same place you were yesterday. So if you're listening to this and you've been thinking like, hey, I want to start creating content, I want to start streaming, as soon as this podcast is over, because you know you're going to listen the whole way through, you know? You're going to keep listening. As soon as this podcast ends, go create your name, go create your account, start streaming tonight. And tag me on Twitter, tag me on links so I can pull up. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it. Create your first video. It's going to be rough. Your first stream's going to be awkward. I promise it will be, no matter what you do. But you have to go through that. Everyone has to. Everyone did. There's not one creator on YouTube right now that had a first video that was flawless. There's not a single one. Just go ahead and do it. That would be my advice for anyone who's trying to be a content creator up and coming. Whether it's streaming, YouTube video, shorts, whatever it is, just start it. Just do it. You'll never know what'll come from whatever you do. So that'd be my advice. Again, there's a lot of stuff I could say, but that's probably the biggest thing, because if you don't start, none of the other shit matters. And then the second question, ironically, is about DreamCon. So he asks, if you could change one thing about DreamCon, what would it be? Ooh, there's a lot of stuff I would change about DreamCon. I'm gonna talk about two things. The biggest thing, them damn tickets. Hey, Mark, if you end up seeing this or hearing this, hey, brother, I love DreamCon. DreamCon 2025 was my first convention ever. If you guys don't know, I live streamed the entire time. Those VODs are up on my VOD channel. If you go to TheGRealla TV, you can watch all my DreamCon VODs. Amazing time. It was an amazing time. I had a lot of fun doing it. But Mark, RDC, all y'all, Leland, every single one of y'all, please let us get our tickets before the event even starts. If we could get them mailed, shipped, emailed, anything other than having to wait in that long ass line to pick them up, it don't matter if you went the day before or on the first day. It was a long line regardless. Bro, if you could watch my stream, the escalator broke while we were in line, which made it take even longer. There were that many people. And we got through quickly. We got through really quickly because we have finessed our way through the line. Just a small bit, allegedly. We might have just, made our way through. But there were some people, Lolly for one. If you don't know who Lolly is, Lolly again in the community. Lolly was in line for like 2 hours. 3 might be pushing it, but it might have felt like 3. So please, can we please get them badges in the mail, gang? Please, you get my money pretty early. I'm buying my badges as soon as they drop. Bro, can I get it? Can I just get it in the? I will pay. I would pay an extra $10 to get it in the mail early. It'd be well worth it. Well worth it. Or even if you made it like actually, let me not give y'all any ideas to charge people for this. Let me not give y'all ideas. Yeah, just mail everybody. Just mail them. Just mail them in the thing. Let's put our addresses, mail them, and that'd be cool. And I'm gonna throw this as another thing. Y'all's app. Yeah, let's get a whole new one, gang. I don't know why I gotta go on your app, and that app sends me to a link to another web page, and then that web page takes me to another link to sign up for. Please just have everything in one place. It was so confusing, like getting some of these events and stuff like that, because it was like 3 different places you had to go to get to the events. Like, I know I wasn't using the app to its fullest advantage because it was just getting on my nerves sometimes. Like, just have everything in one place, just one website, one app, one everything, please. Other than that, DreamCon in itself was an amazing time. Like, it was a great time from beginning to end. I cannot wait for DreamCon 2026, which, yes, I will be there. Again, like I said, I'm getting my ticket. We got some crazy things in store, so be on the lookout for that content. I think it's in July next year, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, those would probably be the 2 things I would change. Everything else, I didn't do the things I didn't want to do. So like some of the after parties, I heard a lot of complaints about those, but I didn't go to them. I knew they weren't going to be the best, so I skipped them. But yeah, them tickets, please mail them to me. And this is gonna be the last one for today. We only had the 4. So this one says, what is a personal goal you have? What is a personal goal you have for this year? Oh, a personal goal. A personal goal that I have for this year. This actually blankets everything. It blankets my content, it blankets my personal life, it blankets kind of everything. And consistency. I talk about consistency a lot. That'll be the biggest thing you hear me talk about when it comes to me personally, my content, and consistency. So I don't have a set number of videos. I don't have a set number of subs. I don't have a set number of followers. I don't have any of that stuff. My goal is to be as consistent as possible with my content. And it might not be perfect. Like, for example, this is going up on a Monday, but I'm still getting the video out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still putting it out, and I'm going to be still in the flow of everything. Like, I might not have got it done this week, but hey, I got this week. I can still get my Friday one up on Friday. So what happened last week? So not letting stuff get to me, to where it hinders my content and still being consistent through kind of everything, figuring out a way to be consistent. And I've done a decent job. I haven't been the best. I know my stream went down for like a month, but again, it was necessary to kind of take a step back and get things back in order. But that's probably my biggest goal, is to just be as consistent as possible. And again, it's not just content, just in overall life. I'm trying to get back into the gym. I haven't found the best way to fit that into my schedule, but I want to get back into the gym and get consistent with that. You guys know I am moving back to Atlanta soon, so there's some stuff I want to do there, again, that I want to be consistent with. So that's just my biggest goal, is just to be consistent with everything I'm doing, whether it's content, whether it's personal life, even my job, just consistently showing up and doing what I got to do for them as well. So they hey, unless I don't know, they don't even know I do content, you know what I'm saying? So that's great, because they don't feel like I'm like they're losing anything, you know? So just being consistent, that's my biggest goal for across the board, just for everything, personal life, content. It's just consistency. And I do have a confession to make. I did lie a little bit earlier. I know I said the Q&A section of the podcast is my favorite, but this is actually my favorite section of the podcast. And this is the weekly content creator spotlight. And this week we want to go ahead and celebrate none other than the homie himself, Astro Boy Ro. Ro is one of my favorite content creators to watch right now. He is killing it with everything that he's doing. If you don't know who Ro is a content creator who does music, he does long form, short form content, and he streams as well. He is on all platforms, Astro Boy Ro. Go check him out. He also recently graduated from college while doing all his other content, which is amazing. Big ups to you, Ro. If you end up watching this, brother, congratulations. That is a huge thing. A lot of people don't get to say that they graduated college. Again, not only doing that, you were still pursuing your dreams, which is awesome. He also recently put out an album. If I can find a link to it, I'll put it down below as well. And if you haven't listened to it, stop what you're doing. After the podcast, go ahead and listen to his album as well. But hot fire. Go ahead and check him out. Again, all while doing all the other things he's doing as well. I did finally get to meet him in person as well at DreamCon, and I'm not going to lie, he was one of the people at DreamCon that I saw hustling his ass off. I think I saw Ro damn near everywhere. He was making the best of every opportunity he could. I do remember him getting a viral clip as well with a bigger content creator that he himself watches, just by kind of putting himself out there and being himself, which is awesome to do. Like, that doesn't really just happen to just anybody. You really got to be in the right place at the right time and be willing to put yourself out there to get that kind of stuff. So again, bro, big ups to you. Some of the cooler content he has done as well is his Ox Wars. I have not been a part of one, maybe in the future, you never know, but I've been in the chat for I think 2 of them, and they are a lot of fun. I think he enjoys them as well. Obviously, Ro is into music. I think he's a part of like one of the music creator guilds as well. And Ro, if you're listening to this, we need an Ox War soon, brother. And if you ever want to get your boy on one, I might be able to cook something up, no. But Ro's Ox Wars are fire. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has been doing them, but he's the first person I've seen doing them. Yeah, I'm not big into the music scene like that, but Ro's one of the first persons that I've seen done those Ox Wars, and they were fire. Ro's also like one of the funniest people that I know, and he's not even one of those like forcing or trying to be funny people. He's just naturally funny. Some of the best clips that he has, or even content that I've been a part of, is when he's just being nonchalant and just doing things. We did an Among Us collab like a couple weeks ago, or actually a couple months ago at this point, and some of the funniest moments from that collab was just Ro being Ro. Literally had me crying laughing trying to edit that, and he wasn't even really doing much. Again, he's just naturally funny. A lot of his clips, of even the older ones, I end up going back to and watching again, because again, they actually have me dying laughing. So you guys need to go check out his stuff out as soon as possible. Ro continues to drop dope content at all times. He does stream kind of late sometimes, or like early morning, which is crazy because there's a lot of time where like I'm heading to bed and he sparks stream, and I'll pop in just to say like, hey, what's up, show a little bit of support. And my plan is to leave the stream up and go to sleep, but I end up being locked into like 3 or 4 a.m. because again, he's just funny, entertaining, and keeps you wanting to watch, which again is awesome, especially if you're keeping me up late at night. Like, I need my sleep, but when Ro's streaming, I gotta be there. He's recently been getting into 2K as well. So again, Ro, if you're watching this, I'm gonna have to drop you off at some point. Like it's gotta happen, gang. It's gotta happen. Or we did team up in 2K25, so maybe we can team up in 2K26. It's up to you. Just let your boy know. Let your boy know. But no, in all seriousness, bro, you are doing amazing as a creator, amazing as a person. Keep leveling up. Keep grinding, fam. Whatever you're doing, it's working. Your content is fire. You are a great person. Keep being you. I appreciate you being one of my friends. I appreciate you doing content with me. And I hope to, again, see some of the Ox Wars coming up soon, bro. But again, keep doing you, Ro. This week's Content Creator Spotlight goes out to Astro Boy Ro. Please, please, please check out his content. And that's going to do it for episode 2 of Realla World's podcast. Again, I appreciate all of you for listening this far. You guys can expect another episode on Friday as normal. It should be uploaded when it's supposed to be uploaded. Also, just want to point something out real quick. If you are watching the video version and you see this fire hoodie that I have on, the homie VBXBXBX, this is his clothing brand. Go check it out. I'm going to try to find a link, put in the description below. BX, if you're not watching this, let me know when the next drop is, bro. This is easily one of my top 5 favorite hoodies, and it's not 2, 3, 4, or 5. So yeah, I need some more. But yeah, if you guys want to check it out, I'll try and put a link down below. Go grab you one. But yeah, that's gonna do it for episode 2. Again, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.